Welcome to aminacademy.com. In business strategy, let us discuss about paradoxes. The modern world involves an increasing number of apparent contradictions. In business, it has become more and more important for organizations to both local, that is regional, and global, to be centralized in some ways and decentralized in others, to rely on people to be innovative and use their own expertise, but also to collaborate a part of a term, a plan for the long term, yet remain responsive and flexible. In addition, business relies on hard management factors such as finance, technology, and processes, yet also on soft factors such as leadership, communication, and creativity. The people and organizations now recognize that paradoxes can be reconciled, and they are more enabled to reconcile them than ever before, partly because of technological progresses. In an uncertain and fast changing world, leaders must provide stability, certainty, and a sound foundation. They must set out and communicate a consistent set of values and principles to make the process of change sustainable. The leaders need information to understand the complexities of their environment and to ensure effective actions. Leaders need to be both proactive and reactive, managing planned and emerging issues with equal success. This juggling act is difficult. Get the balance right between seemingly conflicting issues is what counts. The secret of understanding and managing apparent paradoxes is in the timing. Contradictions emerges only when a situation is viewed over time because at any one moment one factors or the other is in the ascendant. Now let us discuss further about in business strategies and paradoxes. Business strategy paradoxes arises when seemingly contradictory or opposing forces must be managed simultaneously for a business to succeed. These paradoxes are not simply dilemmas to be resolved, but rather tensions that need to be navigated and balanced. Examples include the tension between commitment and uncertainty, competition and collaboration, or short term and long term goals. Here are a breakdown of some key business strategy paradoxes. The strategy paradoxes. This paradox developed Michael Rainer at Deloitte highlights that conflicts between commitment and uncertainty. Organizations need to make commitments to develop capabilities and serve specific markets and achieve success, but the future is inherently unpredictable. The most successful firms often have more in common with failed organizations than those that have merely survived, highlighting the risk associated with strong commitments in the face of uncertainty. The paradox of competition and collaborations. Businesses often find themselves in situations where they need to both compete with rivals and cooperate with them on certain fronts. For example, a local radio station might compete with other stations for listeners but also collaborate through industry associates. This paradox highlights that leadership does not always require choosing one approach over the other, both can be pursued simultaneously. The paradox of profit and purpose. According to Medium article, while business need to generate profit to survive, focusing solely on profit maximization can be determined detrimental in the long run. Businesses need to create value for customers and stockholders, which can lead to a greater profitability in the long term. This paradox emphasized that a focus on purposes, that is, high quality products, customer satisfaction, social responsibility, can be more sustainable path to profit than a purely profit driven approach. The paradox of short term and long term goals. Organizations often face the challenge of balancing short term performance with long term strategic goals. This can involve allocating resources between immediate revenue generation and investment in future growth opportunities. The paradox of centralization and decentralization. This involves deciding how much control to centralize at the top of the organization and how much to decentralize to lower levels. Centralizations can ensure consistency and efficiency, while decentralizations can foster innovation and employee empowerment. Embrace complexity. Managing these paradoxes. Organizations need to develop complex business models that can accommodate and manage these tensions. Develop ambidextrous organizations. This involves creating structures and processes that allow for both exploration and exploitation of opportunities. Foster a cultural paradox. Leaders need to create an environment where employees are comfortable with ambiguity and can manage competing demands. Promote collaboration and dialogue. Open communication and collaboration can help teams navigate these tensions and find creative solutions. By understanding and managing these paradoxes, business can enhance their adaptability, resilience, and long-term success. Now, so far we discussed about in business strategy about paradoxes. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.